I was never one to believe in omens. Dreams to me were just the mind's way of sorting through the chaos of the day, nothing more. But that was before the nightmare, before I watched, helpless, as the horrors in my mind became reality. I am 55 years old. My name is Thomas. My wife, Ellie, has been by my side since I was 27. We built a life in this countryside home, raised 4 children under its roof. Our eldest son, Nathan, 26, is a nature photographer, always chasing the next perfect shot. He spent more time in the wild than he did at home, but he was happy. Our 24-year-old daughter, Sophia, is studying to be a gynecologist in the city. Bright, compassionate, her future looks so promising. That left my 2 youngest sons, Daniel, 20, and Isaac, 17, still at home with us. Daniel, ever the logical one, is studying engineering. Isaac, the baby of the family, is still figuring himself out. For 28 years, our house was filled with warmth, laughter, and love. Then, 6 months ago, the dream came, and nothing was the same again. The nightmare started with a noise while we were sleeping, a deep, slow thump from the basement. I stirred awake, my pulse already picking up. Then Ellie turned toward me. "Did you hear that?" Before I could answer, our bedroom door creaked open. Nathan, Sophia, Daniel, and Isaac stood in the hallway. Their faces were pale, their eyes filled with the same fear curling in my gut. "Dad?" Nathan asked. "You heard that too?" We all had. Something was down there in the basement. We hesitated, exchanging uneasy glances, but we were a family. And in this house, we faced things together. So we made our way down the hallway, past the silent rooms, toward the basement door. I gripped the handle. We stepped down into the dark. The basement was quiet at first. The only sounds were our breathing, the hum of the old light bulb, the distant creaks of the house settling. Then, a shape moved, a massive shadow shifting in the darkness. Then it stepped forward, a creature that should not exist. Its face was stretched, grotesque, somewhere between a wolf and a man with sunken black eyes that gleamed in the dim light. Its skin was leathery, unnatural, stretched too tight over a body that was both thin and impossibly strong. And its wings, black, bat-like, unfurled, scraping the basement ceiling, casting us in darkness. It stared at us, unmoving. Then it lunged, straight for Nathan. 1 second, my son was standing beside me. The next, he was gone. The thing's massive jaws snapped around him, swallowing him whole in a single horrifying second. There was no time to scream, no time to fight. Nathan's body twisted violently for a moment, then vanished down the creature's throat. Ellie screamed and rushed forward, instinct taking over. She grabbed for him, but before she could reach, the demon's claws sliced through her leg. The sickening sound of flesh tearing, bone snapping, her leg was gone. Ellie collapsed, blood pouring, her scream turning into a raw, agonized sob. Sophia, watching all of this, let out a strangled gasp. She fainted and crumpled to the floor. She didn't move, didn't breathe. It looked like she was dead. I barely had time to process before the demon spewed fire. Isaac, my youngest, was hit. The flames engulfed his back, searing his skin. He screamed, stumbling forward, trying to escape the burning agony searing through his flesh. Then, the demon attacked me and Daniel, and it woke me up. I bolted upright, drenched in sweat, heart pounding so hard I thought it would break my ribs. Beside me, Ellie stirred. "Bad dream?" she mumbled sleepily. She squeezed my hand, brushing it off with a soft chuckle. "It was just a nightmare, love, nothing more." But I couldn't shake it. To calm my nerves, we checked the basement. Nothing. The walls, the floor, everything was just as it should be. I tried to laugh it off, to forget. But then, the nightmare started coming true. First, Sophia. It was late at night when my phone rang. It was her roommate. Her voice was shaky. "Mr. Thomas, Sophia just collapsed. She's not breathing properly. I called an ambulance." I barely remember what I said, just the cold, sick fear tightening around my chest. Sophia had a heart attack. 24 years old, perfectly healthy, and she nearly died. The doctors called it a miracle she survived. She was rushed home after recovery, still pale, still weak, just like in the dream. Then Ellie. One evening, she tripped on the stairs. The way she fell, the sickening crack. She broke the same leg the demon had torn apart in my dream. With her bedridden, Daniel, Isaac, and I had to take over everything. And then Isaac got burned. It happened in the kitchen. He had been cooking, a responsibility he never had before, when boiling oil splattered across his hand. His hand, not his back. For the first time, I thought, maybe it's over. Maybe the omen is broken. I was wrong, because then Nathan disappeared. He was on a nature photography trip, capturing shots in the mountains. One morning, before dawn, he went out to get pictures of the first light, and he never came back. The police had been searching for weeks. They scoured the mountain cliffs, the river below. All they found was his jacket, his broken camera. His friends told the police, "We don't know what happened. He just disappeared." We waited. We called his name. He was there 1 second, gone the next. It was like he had been swallowed by the earth itself. With Nathan's disappearance, it seems the dream got real, but something is pending. I never told anyone the rest of my dream, because in the nightmare, 2 of us were left. Daniel and me. And what happened to us in that dream was worse than anything I could have imagined. I can't say it out loud. I fear if I do, it will come for us faster. But I know it's coming. I feel it. Every night as I lie awake, staring into the dark, I know it's just waiting for the next tragedy.